It's Pride weekend over here in Denver right now. It's going on all weekend, and I thought I'd play a gay game. So this one is called Freezer Pops, and it is a story-based game. And you are the twink on the left with the glasses, and I guess you get to decide who you go home with. The really hot, I'm assuming brown guy, fucking hot, and then you also have the hot daddy on the right. So we're gonna find out who we go home with in today's game of Freezer Pops. Here on Brilliant Luck Gaming. Let's go. Ooh, freezer props referring to penises. Chapter 1. Books don't take anyone anywhere. Okay. Not now. Alexandre. Shut up. Oh, really, I reached for my phone with my eyes still closed. Who wants to talk to me at this time? Sorry. I tried to open them, but my eyelids seemed to be glued. I haven't slept that long in a while. Putting my finger on the fingerprint sensor, I unlocked my phone screen. Honey, my parents have argued again. It seems now the divorce is real, officially. I had to go home and I won't be able to send you my share of our apartment rent. Ugh. My plans to do extra work in Infernino went down the drain. I hope you can call me out. I hope you can help me out next month. I promise I'll pay you back. XOXO Vinny. The bright screen shines straight into my... and I frown. At the same time, I can't believe what I'm reading. How the hell did this happen? I read the message again. Of course, divorce is a bad thing, but I don't have the money to pay for his part. Without thinking twice, I write the first thing that popped into my mind. We are roommates, but shouldn't he at least ask me if I can pay for his part of the rent? Are you kidding me, Vinicius? The scream in my head seems so ineffective, so my body gives me a physical answer. My hands start to sweat. I take a deep breath. I don't know if I should say something without thinking first. Better if I answer him later. I get up to brush my teeth. My body seems to be dragging a bag full of stones, but I force myself to turn on the TV to listen to the daily news. Oh my, look what's on the TV screen. Sunni's the lion. People forget me. How am I going to survive with such horrendous legacy? Before the TV image appeared, I listened to a song that is unfamiliar to me. Alexandre, is that furry game I've been put on my wish list? I don't know gameplays were being broadcast on an open TV. For a moment, I raised my eyebrows and I'm startled. It had been a long time since I had seen ads for games on TV, especially from a company specializing in LGBTQ+ content. It's good to think that the world seems to be moving forward. Good job, guys. I raised the TV volume so that I can brush my teeth while listening to the morning journal, then I walked to the bathroom. I pick up my toothbrush and I put some toothpaste on it. I look at it and I put too much on. I smile. This reminds me of both my dads keep speaking to me when I was a kid. I usually love to use too much toothpaste and they used to say I wasted a lot. With my head down, I wash my teeth and also my face. This is my first vacation in a city without my dad's and I promised myself that it would be an amazing time. I can already picture myself playing Blague of Divas until morning and going to the clubs on the weekends. For sure, new boys will arrive in the city to have fun without commitment. Haha, as if I were that naughty. I check my face in the mirror again. The TV keeps giving me a lot of news, but there are more important things to do. While I think about how to answer Vinicius, I walk toward the kitchen and I see a pile of dishes. I avoid it and I open the pantry. I bought more rice, didn't I? Moving the products away, I check the bottom of the pantry. I thought there were more things. Have you been eating my stuff, Vinicius? Are you really thinking that in addition to paying your part of the rent, I still have to have money to buy food? Get real, dude. I don't know why we buy so many cookies, since when are cookies able to make someone's stomach happy? Fine. It is not possible that I ate all the rice. What am I gonna make for lunch today? Picking up a noodle package, I place it on the kitchen counter. For lunch, if I get the leftover sausage from the fridge, at least there's pasta for today. For now, these cookies are worth something. Then I go to the market and buy a few things. I save some money this week. Eating a cookie, I walk to the fridge to look for some milk. There's one last box, and it is enough for a full glass. I throw the box in the trash, I lean on the kitchen counter, and eat the rest of the cookies. Alright, cool. I turn around and I look at the pile again. I take a step towards the sink, and then I stop. The breaking news sound starts to play on TV. Something important has happened. Music. Based on the voice tone, I know it's Malu Cortino. She is one of the biggest icons of the TV news. Taking a few steps toward the TV room, I stop behind the sofa. I can see that she has a serious expression on her face. However, she is talking with a slightly shaky voice. Yep. Books don't take anyone anywhere, claims the government. Universities have their budget redirected to public transport. The president has announced that federal university funds will be relocated to public transportation immediately. According to him, reading books doesn't take anyone anywhere, so public transportation will be prioritized. Are you kidding me? My heart starts to beat faster and I feel like my body's ready for a run. How can people believe in such a thing? We need education and public transportation at the same time. We shouldn't have to choose. These are essential services. This is ridiculous. I go around the sofa and I sit down heavily. Sometimes I think I'm living in a movie with a bad script. There are so many plot twists that I can't understand what is going on. But the worst is that the events like this reminds me of my hometown. It's super small and people believe in a lot of completely illogical things. One time, I arrived at my dad's pharmacy and two old men were discussing if the earth is round or not. Ha! Flat earthers. I'm glad that I moved here where people have access to universities, but it seems like I'm not gonna be back in time. But it seems like I'm going back in time. Very preachy, this game. I stand up and I walk toward the window. I need some fresh air. I open it up and I lay my arms on the window ledge to see the street. Outside, the wind is pleasant, but here it is a bit stuffy. It's not a big problem since Vinicius and I live on the third floor of a modest apartment on Gloriosa Beach. It's not a big town, but bigger than my hometown. Here we have 3 small clubs, but Infernino is the best and most queer one. My favorite day is Saturday because we have a lot of divas and game soundtracks. Also, Vinicius' crush does cosplay performances. He's so lucky to find a crush who happens to be a gamer too. Sometimes I think I could be dating someone, but then I've been enjoying my single life since I moved to the city. I finally get that I got over my past. I turn my head to the right and I see the kids downstairs playing football at the garage. I can see on their faces how it is to live without worrying about anything. Why don't we listen to our parents when they say this is the best time of our lives? For a few seconds, I keep watching the kids. The airstream gets intense and I listen to the sound of the window. Vinicius hasn't called anyone to fix it. Shit. Does he think I'm his employee? I close the window brutally and I turn back to the center of the TV room. Now, commentators are discussing the impasse that this money relocation will cause on the country's education. Definitely, I'm not in the mood to listen to them. It would be better if I get done with the dishes as soon as possible. Back to the kitchen, I stand in front of the sink, looking at Vinicius' blender at the corner of the kitchen counter. He is by far the most muscled drag queen I've ever met and definitely the most addicted to the gym. I get to a plate, start to wash it, pressing the sponge hard against it. I'll remove every piece of meat, every mark until it's bright. If I can't punch anyone, I'll never be able to punch the moron who is in charge of this country. These plates will see what I'm capable of. I start to imagine playing Gilda, watching a boy trying to save the one he loves showed me that I could be a hero too. Even though I wasn't sure about what game means, I was sure that I was not like the other guys. That game changed my life and my plans to be an actor when I grew up. I decided to join a game development course to create gay games. I stopped doing the washing up and should I call Dad to help me even if I don't want to? He will definitely pay the rent, but stop! I'll not ask Dad anything from Dad. I'm too old. I'm capable of earning money on my own. Also, unexpected things happen in everyone's life. That's lives. That's life. Ugh. I move my hand away from the water tap. Place the plate in the dish strainer, and grab another one. I pick up the detergent and start to wash it again. Vinicius' share is $800. How much do I have in my bank account? I think it's something around $500. Can I make $300,000 out of selling art assets? Hold on. Damn it! I keep touching my nose. I open the water tap, washing a plate with one hand while drying the other one on my t-shirt. Then I get my phone, I open my calendar. Today is Thursday 2nd, so I have until the 28th to get the $300 that are missing. To make this money, I'll need I remember I saved on my file how many hours I spent drawing out gilded sketches. I'm sure it took me more than 10 hours to finish the whole image, including the line art shadows and lights. Maybe it is too risky to do that. If I add the days that I spent looking for this kind of job plus the working hours, AFF. Wait a minute. Cortino, do you have some fake news for us? Please say it, we are listening to you. I just received confirmation from Universidades. All scholarships related to technology fields are, such as informative system, computer science, and game development, were canceled. No, I'm not listening to this. This is not real. This is so silly. I run back to the TV room, get the remote, turn off the volume, and feel that Cortino is throwing a sequence of nuclear bombs at my head. The university have not been able to stop the madness of this idiot. I stare at my phone and start to bite my nails. At the same time, my mind is spinning like a washing machine at full power. If the scholarship suspension starts now, how will I survive in this city? How will I have money to pay this month's rent if Vinicius is not here? I hate you! I throw Vinicius' remote against the wall. It falls to the floor in pieces. He doesn't have anything to do with my university scholarship. He will also lose his too. But I feel like he has at least a part of responsibility in this situation. Stop, Cortino, stop! I'll not listen to you anymore! I get close to the TV and I start to change the channels quickly, trying to find something that calms me down. Even commercials are better than this. Without choosing a specific channel, I stand up. I have more things to do than stay here. Wake up, my dear housewife! One more Anne Marie show is starting right now, and what do we have for today, Godofredo? I thought you never asked me, and today we have a delicious and incredible liquid gold frozen in a small plastic bag. Today we have a gourmet freezer pops. Ah, there's the game. Freezer pops? Are you talking about those amazing desserts for kids? Godofredo, you are too old for it. No, Anne, you are wrong. Freezer pops are for everyone. Freezer pops are the new trend of the summer, and people are making a lot of money with them. The word money gets my attention. I feel like an animal that's heard its prey. Godofredo, stop making a fool out of me. With my head up, I walk toward the TV, trying to reach the volume button. I'm telling the truth, and Samara here is here to tell us her story. Come on, Samara, time to show the world your cooking skills. I turn up the TV and sit on the sofa. She tells how Freezer Pops changed her life and now it's become a family business. Incredible story, Samara, but when will we taste these gourmet Freezer Pops? Godofredo, where are your good manners? Samara laughs, enjoying the moment, but Anne seems to be furious. She has such a good spirit even when she is angry. Samara asks Godofredo which flavor he would like her to prepare, and Anne calls for the breaks. I jump out of the sofa and start running around the room. I need a pen and a piece of paper. I prefer to write important things on my paper because it helps me to memorize them. The breaks are faster than expected, but I get an old half-used paper and write Samara's recipe. I'm sure this is my queen Babla Batar, giving me an opportunity to change the game. I write everything down, and according to Samara, all the ingredients won't cost me more than Rs. $15. That's what I have left in my wallet. I'm feeling so lucky that I turn off the TV quickly, get my headphones and my cell phone, open my gay find to listen to my Queen songs, and run to the market. This silly white boy is adorable. Tomorrow will be the perfect day to go to the beach to test if these gourmet freezer pops can get me some money. We're gonna find out. Look at that outfit. Love it. The morning is calm and all I can feel is the sea breeze. It just seems more pleasant than normal. Nah, probably just because I woke up early. For someone who is taken aback by so much news, I can say that I slept well. I'm feeling lucky after Anne's show. Yesterday, after I went to the supermarket, I stopped at the bank to change my money so that I could have more change in my wallet. Also, I answered Vinicius telling him that I would receive some money for a friend of mine and I would tell him if I could pay his part or not tonight. First, I'll check if the freezer pops are good for business or not. Ready to start my workday, I look at the left bottom corner of my cooler. The menu is nailed to it with Pops prices and is protected with thin plastic. Before starting my walk, I hold the string of my cooler, and then I stand on my tiptoes to feel if it's heavy. I don't want to end the day with back pain. So, let's start. Change in my walk? Checked. Freezer pops? Checked. Water? Checked. Menu? Checked. I put a smile on my face and I turn around to make sure that the building door is closed. Wait! I'm coming in! Suddenly, a loud voice comes in my direction. I lift my head up and I see Laura, my neighbor from the 4th floor. She is Venetia's senior and she is super nice. Last semester, we had a lot of parties at her apartment. I keep waiting while she is walking and dancing toward me. Look who's here! I didn't know you worked at the beach, but I love your uniform. What have you been up to? I don't work. Today's my first day. Cool. Have you put on sunscreen? Just so you know, I'm selling some. Now I'm officially Atlanta Key agent. I give her a fake smile as she approaches me and she tries to tell what's inside my cooler. I completely forgot. Congratulations. Will you be selling cosmetics only during your work vacation, or will it be an extra job? By the way, thank you for your advice. I forgot to put on sunscreen. Permanently. Even though we don't have many girls in the office, I know many here in the neighborhood, so I think it will work. With the head down, she is still curious about my cooler. Come on, you can open it. Let's see if I'm a good freezer popper maker. You are full of surprises, aren't you? Looking super excited, she opens the cooler and I nod to tell her to go ahead and choose one. I made 3 flavors, strawberry with Nutella, pineapple, and mango. What? Strawberry with Nutella? Ooh my god, can I take 2? I'll pay you later. Fine, but don't you dare make a fool out of me. I know where you live. Don't worry, honey. With 2 pops in her hand, she puts a big smile on her face and gets her phone. Damn, it's not possible. These Atlanta Key couriers are so lost. I think they entered the wrong street. Again. I have to find them. See you later, baby. Giving me 2 quick kisses on the cheek, she leaves without waiting for a goodbye. I don't care. She is very hectic. I'm used to it. Back to my plan, I look around. It's still early, but I need to know how much I can sell. I think it's best to... Neighborhood or beach? Neighborhood or beach? Let's see the neighborhood. For sure, walking around the neighborhood can improve my selling skills. If I started on the beach and it was more crowded than I expected, I would be really confused if many people came at once. I look around to check if anyone's coming and turn in the opposite direction from the beach. Walking slowly, I start to think about a good script to introduce myself. I may need to knock on people's doors. For some unknown reason, I'm also feeling the neighborhood is pretty calm for a place with a lot of student residences. I see some old people walking their dogs. They are in the front yard of their houses. I stop on the other side of the street to watch them. I'm in front of a house with a beautiful green full of small yellow flowers and a fancy car. Both look pretty new. Instantaneously, I notice that whoever is inside is listening to I Go on the Run, my Queen song! I need to meet the person who has such good taste as mine. I'm sure this will be an easy sale. I knock on the door and prepare myself for anyone who may appear in front of me. There is no way I won't have anything to say to a person who is also a fan of Queen Batar. I wait for almost a minute and no one answers me. I raise my right hand to knock on the door again, but I hold it in the air for a few more seconds. Since no one answered, I knocked harder. A distant voice seemed to say something. Putting on a serious expression with a slight smile on my face, I hear the steps getting louder and louder. Ooh, here we go. A huge man appears in front of me, and he looks into my eyes as if he were waiting for some reaction from me. I'm not sure why he is doing this, but to minimize that unexpected situation, I introduce myself without much thinking too much. Hello, I'm selling gourmet freezer pops. Would you like to taste them? Surprisingly, his serious expression fades and he smiles wildly like a kid at their birthday party. Ah, freezer pops, my dear Cher. I didn't know they were selling it in the neighborhood. Which flavors do you have there? Oops, sorry. By the way, my name is Anderson. Nice to meet you. His answer made me feel completely relaxed. For a second, I was expecting the worst, but now that I can see his shiny eyes, this feeling is gone. Aw, he is kinda cute. Don't worry, my name is Alexandre. Nice to meet you too. Today I have a strawberry with Nutella, pineapple, and mango. This is a pretty easy answer, strawberry with Nutella. No need for the discussion. How much is it? $3 each. Wow, so cheap, but did you get these plastic bags at Creuza? Say what? I didn't get. Who cares what about the plastic bag brand? Without waiting for an answer, he continues. Sorry. I'm working on the case of a man who sued the brand for having serious intestinal complications after having eaten some goods packed by that plastic brand. I bought a brand that has a transparent package. It was on sale, and since it's my first day, I prefer to save some money for future investment. Wow, so cool. I also had to save some money to buy some work stuff. I spent some years saving every single penny that was left from the nights out. Anywho, I would like 3 of Nutella, okay? I nod and start to get them. Just a moment, I was in the middle of cleaning and I need to get my wallet. I suppose you don't accept credit cards yet, right? Only cash for now. Sure, 1 second. In a blink of an eye, he disappears. Even the door seems heavy. His sudden movement makes it shut next to my face. I keep on listening to the guitar. The volume is louder and I see a window a few steps to my right. I walk toward it and then I try and look through, trying to find him. I don't know how a good angle, but I can see that his house has standard rooms. It seems to be big for a single person, and considering what he said, he must be a lawyer. Maybe he is rich and he lives alone. For a few minutes, I keep feeding my curiosity, trying to know more about him. Many ideas start to pop into my head. Is he gay? Why was he hiding behind the door? Is he performing naked cleaning? Maybe. Did he take the opportunity to put on some clothes while getting his wallet? Moving my thumb to my mouth, I start to bite my nails faster and faster, and then decide to go back to the door. I'd better ask if everything is okay. Maybe he had an accident? No. It would be very unlucky even for me. I try to mentally control my anxiety and take my hand away from my mouth. I shake my body and think about what I'd better do. I think I will. Should I peek behind the door or call Anderson? Let's be pervy. I don't think it's a problem if I just peek through the lock. If he appears, I'll say when I was tying my shoes. I hold my cooler aside with my right hand and quickly lower my head to look through the lock. The feeling of doing something that seems forbidden makes me more anxious. The lock is made of wood and small, but I can see some things inside the house. There are some books on a small table close to a fancy black leather sofa. They seem to be pretty expensive, so probably he has a good financial life? I keep looking for him in the house, and my eyes are attentive to every detail. Biting my nail faster and faster, I move my body a little to the left side to see the other rooms. I see some furniture and chairs out of place, and some house cleaning clothes hanging on them. At the back of this room, I see some tiles. Apparently, there's a kitchen, and it is so light that the brightness clashes with the rest of the rooms. Suddenly, Anderson appears. He enters the kitchen, trying to put his jeans on, but it looks like his right foot is stuck in his pants. For a moment, I startle, but my attention goes instantly back to him. He pulls his pants up at once, trying to force it in. He is not in his birthday suit, but I'm sure he is wearing sexy white underwear. This scene makes me feel something burning inside of me. At the same time that I'm attracted to his hairy body, I want to fall asleep on that sexy belly. I get closer to the lock to see if I can have a better look. He keeps biting his jeans, and for every movement he makes, that amazing body gives me a deep, hot feeling. I keep watching the scene, cheering the jeans' victory. If this happens, he can put them away and I'll have a complete paradise vision. After less than a minute, he gives up. Throwing the jeans away, my eyes take a closer look upon his body. I'm coming! Shit! What? When I was about to see that masterpiece, did he have to say anything? Without hesitating, I quickly get up so I don't get caught. Maybe he was just trying to put his pants on his jeans and open the door for me. While I recompose myself to pretend that I was waiting for him, I hear his footsteps approaching. It sounds like he's walking in a place full of puddle, and this is not going to happen. I won't take anyone to the hospital. I push the door without thinking twice and move my body a little into Anderson's house. You don't need to run over the water. Be careful. Surprised by my sudden entry, his eyes fixed on me and they are wide open. I look at him too, and without looking at the wet floor, he doesn't slow down. The next thing I see is his right foot sliding on the puddle. There is no way this could end well. He starts to move his arms in the air, trying to keep his balance, but it is too late. Even though I thought about holding him, in a fraction of a second, I just heard a loud noise. Oh my, now he's on the floor and he's wet. Oh, alright, let's go. Ouch! Anderson says. His scream and the sound of the fall caused the impression that a lot of water had been splashed. I looked at him on the floor, not sure if he's hurt and coming to help him. Sorry, it's like my nose. I'm sorry, are you alright? What are you feeling? I got down on my knees to make an eye contact with him, but he is looking at the wet floor as if he can't believe in what had just happened. The whole situation turns my anxiety completely into a feeling of worry and despair, putting my fire down. I'm fine. It's just my butt and my legs. I didn't know that this floor was so hard. Oh my gaga, your legs are hurting too? Are you sure you didn't break anything? No, it's fine. I'll be fine. Don't worry. Where does it hurt? It's right over here. Putting my hand on his butt, he moaned louder. Ooh. Oh my, I'm sorry. At the same time that I apologize, I start to feel embarrassed and I avoid eye contact. Do you think it will swell? With his hand over mine, he presses it slightly against his body so that I can feel it as if it looks like it would swell. After a few seconds of feeling nothing, my eyes start to scan him, and the first thing they capture is his sexy white underwear. The water made it almost transparent, and I'm surprised by what I'm seeing. There's a hot, big bulge in front of my eyes, and my hand is only a few inches away. Pretending I'm checking if he has an injury, the truth is, deep inside, I'm impressed by his package. Okay, Dad. Do you know how to give a massage? If I don't do anything now, I think it will get worse later. I even thought about adding ice, but I turned the refrigerator on again 15 minutes ago. It must not be ready. My gaga, what can I say? I'm feeling I was in the middle of a war, and if I don't do anything, shit will happen. I'm sorry, I don't know anything about massage. Is there something else I can do to help? Would you prefer to call someone? Don't worry, I don't need a specialist. I just can't reach where it hurts. Also, the pain is in my butt. The pain in my butt is enough. I don't need a pain in my neck. Oh. Come on, help me. Are your hands warm? If they are not, rub them before you start. I obey him. After that, I reach my hands just above his underwear. Okay, let's go. And the music is hilarious. But I do like the images. They're great images. Go on, put your hands there, press it slowly as if you were squeezing a cushion. Afraid to hurt him even more, I touch him extremely slow, more than I think he asked. If he makes an ugly one, I stop what I'm doing. Even though I feel a little pressure, the situation is favorable. As much as I try to end my internal fight every time, I touch him and some naughty images come to mind. I try to think of random things, but his underwear doesn't exist in my mind, and I feel that mine is getting tighter and tighter. Can you press it harder? The tone of his voice and the kindness he shows me sounds like a careful director on a film set asking the actors to do their best. I smile wildly and take advantage of his request. I start massaging a slightly larger area. I look discreetly underneath. Hold on. I look discreetly underneath his underwear, and the confirmation that his pack is instantly makes my whole body release a new dose of testosterone. I feel the room is getting hotter. For a few minutes, we both remained in silence. Since his moans are getting less and less frequent, I think I'm doing it right. After I finish massaging him, he would straighten my eyes. If I'm right, I can see his gratefulness in his eyes. So much better, Alexandre. I really appreciate your kindness. Can you give me a hand to stand up? Of course I can help you. I put his left arm around my neck and use my body as support for him to get up more easily. From the way he's trying to stand up, it's pretty clear to me he is hiding something from me, and so am I. Holding his body, I stand and look at the floor to see if there is anything that I can get in my way. The floor is still wet. Standing up with him, leaning on me, I check if his legs and underwear are in place. They certainly are in the right place. Definitely. Almost there. If every cleaning job cost me a fall, I would never leave my room. You can be sure that I wouldn't either. We laugh loudly, and a feeling of relief begins to spread through my body. I don't know if after so much time alone I was ready for a class amateur porn. Placing his hand in front of his transparent underwear, he has a crooked look on his face. How much are the 3 freezer pops? Wow, forgive me. Here are your freezer pops. You don't have to pay me anything. Everything is fine. I've caused you a lot of trouble today. I'm really sorry about this mess. If you need anything, here's my number. I'm glad that I purchased some business cards for emergencies or orders. Take it. It has my banana zap too. Just message me. I live nearby. I can come anytime. No, of course not. Just tell me the price. Don't worry about me. I said everything is fine. Accidents happen. Accidents can happen at any time. It's not your fault. I insist a little more, and he accepts to keep the freezer pops without paying for them. Now that the situation is calmer for both of us, he takes out his cell phone and sends me a message. Save my number too. In case you're walking around here, I would love to buy some more. With a large smile, he holds his cell phone looking at me and saves my number. Then he sends me a message with a popsicle and rainbow emoticons. I didn't expect the last one, but I'm sure he's hitting on me. I smile back at him in a dirty way, and I think, you bet I will. I say goodbye quickly and then walk toward the front door. If the day goes on like this, I have no doubt that it will be one of the hottest I've ever lived. We got a little action from Dad. Okay, I think that's it for me right now. I just wanted to play the first part of this game. I love all the softcore porn innuendos. It's hilarious. But I just wanted to show you what the first part of Freezer Pops was. I'm glad I got to meet the dad one. That's my personal favorite. Yeah, and we'll do more later. So thank you again for watching. This is AJ at Brilliant Luck Gaming playing Freezer Pops for Pride Month. I'll catch you next time. Bye.